Welcome to the Small Business Show. My name is Swire from Garuda Promo. My guest today is Elisa B. Bennett from AB Bennett Media. She's a LinkedIn expert, and she has been helping in putting her lifelong love affair with lead generation into secret weapons for the coaches, consultants, and entrepreneurs, and help them to unlock the power of LinkedIn and try to put their leads on nearly on autopilot. Good morning, Elisa.
Good morning. Thanks for inviting me, Swire. This is your first live, is that right?
I've been doing a couple of tests, but yeah, it's a new platform that I'm putting the show in because all my clients and prospects are on LinkedIn.
Yes. People that are doing B2B business, lead generation, who are used to networking, who pre-COVID, would go to networking events, things like that. Everybody's realizing how powerful LinkedIn can be, even though it started as a job search platform.
Okay, so let's talk about the power of LinkedIn. So before, people would think LinkedIn is like a job searching platform.
And it absolutely still is,
especially for the past few months, I've listened to a lot of conversation about LinkedIn, how you can prospect. So from your point of view, how should people rediscover the power of LinkedIn?
Well, if you're looking for a job, of course, it's definitely the platform to be on for looking for a job. But because the platform started as a job search platform, what it does is it accidentally takes us down this path of making ourselves invisible. Because when we're looking for a job, we're going to talk about things like, these are my accomplishments, this is my title, these are all the great things that I've done, yada, yada, which is great for job search. And how the platform is laid out, it just takes you naturally down that path, which also makes us invisible, those of us who are looking for clients and not a job. Because our clients care about how we help them. They don't care about all of our accomplishments. Accomplishments are great. If you're splitting hairs and you have two people that can help you in the same way, and one person may have more accomplishments, maybe that'll be a deciding factor. But really, people care about how we can help them.
Okay, so let's talk about how to properly set up a personal business profile. So let's assume that our audience already has a LinkedIn profile. So how would you review it and help them to be better, to attract the dream clients?
Well, I have a 5-step process that takes into account the top part of your LinkedIn profile. It takes into account your profile photo, a headline that goes under where your photo would be, maybe a 2-phrase word that could follow you around LinkedIn that speaks to how you help people. And then also not forgetting that most incredibly valuable real estate. It's the most awesome free billboard on the planet, and that's that whole dead space behind your head. It doesn't just have to be, the geography that you live in, the beautiful mountains, but maybe it can speak to how you help people. And then when somebody comes past you, we've only got 2 to 3 seconds of their time. If we can make it really easy for them to understand either how we help so that they will take action to maybe connect with us and start to have a dialogue, or sometimes it's even better, leave us alone. We don't want all of this attention if we're not a good fit to have a conversation, if that makes sense. So I've packaged those 5 steps into a free 7-day trial at ebbennett.com, and we'll put the link into your chat. Free-LinkedIn-marketing. But the single most important thing that you can do, if you're going to do nothing at all, is let's make sure that you have your profile picture correct. So the way to have a profile picture correct is preferably smile. That makes you approachable. Let's think about, okay, we're at a networking event, right? So we're networking online, but let's say if we're networking in person, you're not going to be deadpan. So having that approachable smile is important. And
would you suggest that it has to be a suit or attire, or maybe I'm not in the finance field, maybe I'm in the tech business? Can I try to look cool with blazers, or what would you suggest like the photo to be?
Well, first of all, you want to match your brand. So how would you, as the leader of your brand, go to your very best meeting? If your very best meeting is with Oprah, what are you going to wear? That's what you should wear in your profile photo,
Okay.
if that makes sense.
Dress to impress.
Well, yes, dress to impress your ideal dream client in that photo. So some people might be more artistic or have more of a fun side to their business. They're not going to dress up in a suit and look all, because that's not going to make that approachable connection that once you get on the phone with that person, it's a totally different person than that person in the photo, if that makes sense.
Okay. How about the tagline? Because I think tagline is very important, because sometimes when I meet a new contact on LinkedIn, obviously the tagline is right underneath the name. So I think sometimes people get it, then I know right away what they do. But then sometimes I try to put everything that I do on there, then I'm kind of confused, like, what did they do?
Yes. Now I've got a really good trick for that. And I take you step by step through this process, but I can teach this to you very quickly.
Okay.
But I also want to just, let's go back to the photo once more, is that photo should not be a logo. Sometimes people get that wrong. There's a personal profile page. People networking with people that is the most valuable page that you can focus your attention on. There's also a LinkedIn business page. That's a totally different page, right? I'm Elisa B. Bennett, and I have a picture of myself. Then I have a business page called EB Bennett Media that represents the company. And in that sense, the logo in that profile picture on the EB Bennett Media page, that's where your logo goes. So don't get that confused, because you're not showing up to networking events with a big, huge logo on your face, right? Okay. Okay. So now let's move forward to the headline. So the headline is what goes underneath the profile picture. Now, what we want to do is we want to speak to our ideal client in their voice. And this is where we get so messed up. If you don't have the budget to hire a copywriter to create that copy for you with trigger words, things that your clients resonate with, I've got a 2-step process to find out what your audience's trigger words are. And a trigger word would be something like guaranteed, if you have a guarantee included. There's other words that everybody connects well to, like yes and easy and things like that. But your actual audience, what you can do, this is a little sort of something that I developed to look at patterns in what people are saying, that I discovered when I was messaging people inside of my inbox. I noticed that if I used their words back to them and incorporated their words into my responses, that the conversations went even better. The conversations on LinkedIn are the very best, since I used to work for IBM, and clients would expect you to show up and help them spend their money, but they get even better when you use this hack. So the way that it works is, if you have testimonials, or on LinkedIn, they're called recommendations. If you look at my page, for instance, and you scroll down, there's recommendations, things that somebody has said about me in that section. Some people don't have them. Some people are changing their business model, and they're maybe going to go after something different. You want to focus on your one low-hanging fruit product testimonial. So this is where also people get a little bit mixed up. Let's say you wrote a book. Let's say that you presented on stage. Let's say you had a group coaching model. Different people left feedback about how you helped them for those 3 different items. But now let's say that you want to focus all your attention on your one-on-one coaching business. That's your excitement, your highest excitement. So you want to make sure that you're getting feedback from people that have had your one-on-one coaching experience. Okay, let's pretend like you don't have any. So then the second best, and this is the easiest way to do market search. There's a long way. You can search Eben, E-B-A-N, Pagan, on YouTube, and he's got a 2-minute, 50-second video, which we might be able to put into the chat for you also. And that's a great way to do long research that's going to take you a couple of months. But what I find is it slows people down. So the quick way, you look and see if you've got it for only the feedback for that one thing you want to attract clients for. Now, if you don't, you're going to go to your closest competitor and look at their recommendations. just make sure that you're not incorporating ones for all sorts of different things, because it's not about testimonials. It's about what words are people using to talk about how you help them.
Okay.
So now what you can do is you can pull those testimonials or recommendations for that one topic only, and you can deposit them into word clouds. Wordclouds.com, and we've got Leah is helping us to put links into the chat. So wordclouds.com, you can deposit all these recommendations in and look for patterns in the words, and that is your trigger list that your clients resonate with. If we put mine in, it would say LinkedIn for sure. It would also say my name, but is my name how I help people, Swire? Do I help
No,
people
it's
with
your service, it's your thinking that helps people.
Right. So we just have to be careful. And also, word clouds isn't perfect. If somebody says LinkedIn with a lowercase L and a uppercase L in another place, those two words are going to count as a different number. So what I like to do is see what are my hottest words. So let's say growing, like growing the business or whatever that helping word, how I helped. It might be in a lot of different tenses too, grow, growing, growth. And you'd want to put them all together. And then you might see 18 for growth is a trigger word, let's say for my clients. And let's say LinkedIn is in this instance. So then you look at those hot top words that they're using over and over again. And of course, you'd want to incorporate that in future copy. Does that make sense?
So to sum up, so you wanted to find and limit to maybe one of the keywords that you want to use or your expertise, and you want to drill down to build the expertise on top of your profile. So if people find kind of like I've been following you, so every time that you post that you have your leads you love. Every time if I try to tag you, if you comment on something, then it showed up, then that means that you want to own the keyword. So when people find LinkedIn expert, leads you love, then they will find your posting, your comments on. Is that the idea?
So yes, exactly perfect. So my name is Elisa B. Bennett online because Elisa Bennett's a bajillion people. So I'm branded as Elisa B. Bennett. And right now I'm helping people with my tagline is lead you love. So in that space after my name, I've added 2 words as my recommendation maximum. If you can just only have 2, it's much better because those words will get cut off. But then when I'm creating content or I'm even in my inbox messaging people, people can see right away how I help people. So again, we're not wasting each other's time if there's not a fit for help. But if there is, then that dialogue potentially could continue. It's all about making it super easy for people. We don't want to waste people's time. You know, people don't have a lot of extra time, but they definitely need help. So we're just making it as easy as possible for them to see how we help. And then with those phrases that you put into word clouds and you see what those top trigger words are, the headline underneath, you're looking at that whole sentence for sentences that pop out. So if you look at mine right now, that's a testimonial that somebody gave me that they're saving $5,000 to $10,000 a month on ad spend. So exactly the way that they said it is how I'm representing it on my page. So going to someone else's page and getting testimonials if you don't have them is a next best step, because the ones that people are saying to you, there's going to be a certain kind of person that's attracted to me that another LinkedIn person might be better for somebody else. So if you're stealing all of their words, it's going to be a little bit less effective. So try and see what your clients love about you, right? People talk about my personality all the time. So I'm sassy or whatever. You'll find really interesting things that people resonate about you when you're looking at your testimonials. So definitely you want to get to the point where people are loving you enough to give you testimonials. But if you don't have them now, you can go to your closest competitor and look and see what their clients are saying about them, and then repurpose those words.
Yeah, I remember when we had a phone conversation, like a month ago.
Yeah.
So you gave me the advice for my name on LinkedIn, because I like to use the hashtag the promo guy, because my name is not a usual name. Then people have called me and then can I speak to, and they couldn't pronounce the name. So I put the word the promo guy, which is easy to remember. And then I used to put it in the nickname. You actually suggested me to put it on the last name. So right now the phrase when I post something will be Swire Ho, the promo guy. So
Exactly.
it appears more natural that way.
Well, also, Swire, you're very, very lucky. You don't have a common name. So people are going to remember you right away for two different things. So you're actually lucky in a way.
Okay. So that's something that's pretty easy to do. It might take a little time, but then I'm sure that if you do more research, obviously on your industry and on what you want to be known for, that's achievable. So once we have that, what will be the next step that you would suggest? Should we reach out to people, or should we just continue in our expertise and posting relevant content?
It always depends on your strength. So even if you have an affinity for another platform, don't drop everything and come over to LinkedIn when you haven't maximized what you can do on another platform. Also, don't drop what you're doing on LinkedIn if you're the bomb on video. You know, if you've got the live video, if you're creating tons of video, don't listen to the next person come along and tell you, oh, you should do this. There's things that I'm doing. I'm creating content and I am reaching out and I'm connecting and messaging to people. So I'm building my leads list that way. And for other people, content will be everything that they're doing. They might decide to show up in groups. So what you want to do is figure out what feels comfortable to you, maximize, go deep on that. And then once you've done everything that you can do to get the most leads out of that, decide, do you want to have another sort of team member generating leads for you in that same way? Do you want to take what you've done and start building an email list and generating leads that way? What you don't ever want to do is think that there's going to be one end all be all for you and that's going to work forever. LinkedIn right now is in its gold rush phase. It is not going to be like this forever, ever. It's going to transition. And the way that we can kind of foresee the future is to look and see what's happened on other platforms. So if you look at Facebook a few years ago, you could get organic engagement and leads really, really well in a certain way. You could, post a picture of pineapple sorbet ice cream and have 200 people engage on it. Now you're lucky if your grandma sees your post if you're not doing ads.
Yeah, if you're not paying for it, it's more difficult.
It's pay to play. So right now, if you're lucky enough to have the time and the focus and desire to focus on LinkedIn right now, if you're doing really well on Instagram, but you haven't done everything that you can do, go back to Instagram, max bet what you can do there. Then from the funds that you have, if LinkedIn calls to you, then you can focus, you can have a team running your Instagram while you focus on getting your LinkedIn going better. But my recommendation is, if LinkedIn is what excites you, and that's what happened to me, I was running my marketing agency off of email only leads, and something just told me I needed more. And I was always kind of like, where's that next client that I'm going to help come from? And as soon as I started my LinkedIn strategy, I had to turn everything off and never looked back. But I do understand that no source of leads is ever going to be consistent. So if you think of kind of like a tripod for your business, ideally you would have 3 legs in the tripod to be able to stand up securely. If you just have one source of leads, what's going to happen if something changes to that source of leads?
Tumble over.
Exactly like COVID, right? We've all of our businesses walk in traffic. If you don't have something else set up and ready to go and start growing, that source of 2 legs is much more secure than one. Then once you have the 2 legs very, very solid, you've maxed out everything that you could. For me, I'm looking towards email next, because email is also organic. So the way that I help people is through ad spend free lead generation. So my interest is to have everything set up before my clients need it and have every source of ad spend free leads ready to go once somebody is ready for them. Not everybody wants to scale and grow, but it's good to have those things on the ready if you need them.
Okay, so I want to ask you another question. Especially for my industry, I always like to look for referral partners, or
Yes.
sometimes I call it power partner. So what that
Yeah.
means is people that I don't compete with, but then I know
Right.
that we can serve a mutual client. That client might be a really big company, like you mentioned, IBM. So obviously they need a lot of different services. And if I can know people who service their event, or maybe serve their marketing, or the LinkedIn strategy, then I might be able to get in better than if I do it myself. Is
Yeah.
LinkedIn a platform that you could find power partners for your business?
Oh, so think about it this way. If you're out there looking for one client, what if you could go out and find one person that helps you to find multiple clients? That's just maximizing what you can do. And LinkedIn's the best networking party in the world, in my opinion, right now. So when you network, of course, you're looking for referral partners. So getting on a podcast, somebody's podcast, that's a great way to get your message out to a ton of people. LinkedIn, all these really great opportunities come to you that you might not be thinking of when you're just finding clients on that little hamster wheel all the time. But yes, absolutely. Thinking about who is a great person for you to refer people to. And Swire, top secret trick. There's this LinkedIn group that was started where a educator tags 25, 50, I think she's got it to 100 people that she's tagging once a month now.
Okay.
And everybody was like, what are you doing? What is this? We're all competitors, kind of a vibe and a thought. I'm sitting there trying to explain to my clients how incredibly powerful this is. And people are like, there's no way in my group that would work. But think about Auto Row, or if you're lucky enough to live in a place that has Restaurant Row, businesses that clump together, because not everybody needs Elisa LinkedIn help. Not everybody needs, the next person and the next person, all the 25 people, let's say, that were tagged in this post. But what we saw is everybody's business and visibility increased by being all grouped together in this way. So if somebody reaches out to you and they are a competitor and you're like, I don't want to connect with you because then you'll have access to my leads. Well, guess what? Actually, when you pull together and you work positively and you're forward focused and all that hippy dippy law of attraction stuff, it's true though. If you work together with somebody, there's going to be clients that person can't service for whatever reason, who might have more affinity for you, and vice versa. It actually makes the business grow. It's strange, but it's true.
Would you afraid that, so obviously we don't want to add a competitor as a connection because we are afraid that that person might steal our client, right? So if we are connected, then you can see all my client lists and who knows what they're doing. So would you suggest that we accept a connection from a competitor?
So that's exactly what I'm saying. I'm saying that people are completely freaked out by doing that. But I'm saying the logic and the business is showing you, why is there something called Auto Row? Why does BMW get next to Mercedes, get next to Hyundai, get next to Audi? Why did they clump together like that? It's because when you do group together under a common theme, everyone's business goes up. Not everybody wants me, not everybody wants another LinkedIn person, but we're all growing our networks. If we pool them together, there's more success from it. If someone's fearful of that, they will opt out of that opportunity. And I'm saying, if you can switch it around, realize that there's great opportunity in partnering with people. And not everybody, if you are new to your business, you might not understand your point of difference, but literally there is nobody that can compete with you if you are loving your business and bringing to your business what excites you. Nobody can match that, if that makes sense. And it might not.
Like that. I have a great example because I know two companies from networking. They all do websites. But then one company, they do big websites, only $100,000 plus websites.
There you go.
Really big website. But then another company, they do smaller website,
Sure.
anywhere under 50,000. So they became good referral partners. So if a big website,
Yeah.
people need a big website, go to the smaller website company, then they refer to the
Exactly.
bigger company, and vice versa.
Exactly.
So they end up doing a lot of business together. So,
Exactly.
and I
So don't
think
be afraid. Yeah.
it takes a certain confidence you
Right.
have in yourself, because
Right.
I know that the client that worked with me, they want to work with me, right?
Yeah.
So even
Totally.
if we have the same product,
Right.
they still want to work with me.
Sure.
But that takes a certain confidence, and you have to,
Well,
because
sure. You have
especially
to
in my
have your
industry, it's the same product, and I gotta think, but I think it makes sense, because there are things that maybe they need a rush and they're in LA, so I could do it better if they're on the East Coast, or vice versa. If client is going to the East Coast, maybe they can help them better because they're over there. Maybe certain things like that. But then it takes a certain confidence to be able to do that.
It does. You're right. Yeah. So I'm just saying that that auto row exists for a reason. If you can look at auto row as an indicator that this business model can replicate in other places. There's something called restaurant row. If you go to New York City, all the restaurants clump together. This LinkedIn post that goes out once a month, everybody's doing well, that's clumped in on that. So you see these patterns over and over again where the business model works. You hear about what you focus on is what you get. If you're freaked out by it, don't do it, because you'll probably get people stealing your business, I guess, would be a good way to say it. I can't imagine somebody doing horribly in auto row, but if they were freaked out that everybody's taking their Hyundai business away, then maybe they wouldn't do well.
Okay. All right. So it brings me to, question that, we wanted all to find out.
Yes.
How can I become more visible on LinkedIn?
Well, it's exactly that. So it's speaking to how you help people versus, Elisa Bennett, and I worked here and here, and I did this and all these great things that I've done. That's what keeps me invisible. Not having my picture in the profile area, that would keep me invisible. Thinking of your profile picture as your logo across platforms, it takes about 20 to 30 impressions of your brand before somebody typically statistically chooses to make a sale. So if you have your same profile picture on LinkedIn, and let's say they see you on Instagram, let's say they go on Facebook, you're cashing in on 2, 3, 4, 5 times of seeing your brand. So think of your profile picture not as something to change every time you get to go on vacation someday, hopefully again, but something to have as your best of, and keep it there as long as you can. Unless you're completely unrecognizable. I mean, if I cut my hair short, became platinum blonde, and had glasses all of a sudden, maybe I would want to change my profile picture. But really sticking to that same photo across platforms. So when people come across you, oh, there's that LinkedIn lady. Oh, that's that LinkedIn. And then they see that same picture. Then you're racking, you've got your multiple impressions, if that makes sense.
So you would say that we should keep the picture as long as possible, unless we have major changes.
You would never want to rebrand if you don't have to. You don't want to change all your fonts, your colors, your logo, your business name. You don't even want to move across the street. You can lose 50% of your business, brick and mortar, if you move across the street. So if you can be consistent and have the same thing for as long as possible, because people are not your mom. People are not your friends. They don't recognize you in all the different photos. That one photo with the same colors, the same look and feel across platforms as they're getting to know you will help with a familiarity. Yeah, totally.
Okay.
So same picture, and speak to how you help people. That's the invisibility cloak remover, and that 7-day 5-step system trial that I have. It's at elisabennett.com/free-LinkedIn-marketing. It should be in your comments, and it'll take you step by step through those 5 most important things. Looking at what people are saying in your testimonials, looking at how they're speaking to how you help them, and then using those words. Because you and I, Swire, we look at the end of the road. We are looking at the results we're eventually going to get a client. So if we're writing how we help people from our own brains and our own words, it's not going to resonate with our client who's all the way here. They're at the pain, right? So what people are writing in those recommendations and testimonials, when you focus on that one same item that you want to attract people for, those are the magic words. Those are the magic words that open the door. So when somebody just pops by you, if you've got those in your banner, if you've got those in your headline, maybe 2 words next to your name, don't get nutty with it. If you're not sure about it, don't do it, because you just don't want to have all these words all over the place. But that's the secret land to find those magic words. It's money. Just pick it up and start repurposing them.
Okay, Elisa, I know that we have thrown a lot of information to people in a short amount of time. I know that you actually teach people doing that in your in-depth coaching. So
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit more about that and how people can find you?
Well, I'm at elisabennett.com everywhere. On LinkedIn, you can connect with me there. So I think everybody can see the spelling. And so if you just type Elisa B. Bennett, you can find me everywhere. /free-LinkedIn-marketing is going to give you those 5 steps that I mentioned. But you can message me or connect with me on LinkedIn. Also on my website, you can schedule a chat to see what might be the best next steps for your business. And those are the best ways to reach me.
Yeah. That's really great information, because LinkedIn is very user-friendly, and I'm sure there's a lot of extra tools that we haven't touched on that Elisa will be happy to, show you. And, if you do have questions about that, I'm going to put all your link and your websites onto the comment box after the show. And then if any of you are watching it after, then feel free to reach out to Elisa for more information.
Awesome, Swire. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you so much for coming on today. Take care.
You too. Bye.
Bye.